got truck driver Lance in here. How you doing?
Doing all right today. How about yourself?
Man, awesome every day, man. How long you been doing this trucking thing?
Man, I've been in the trucking industry for about 10 years now. Class A, Class B, every endorsement.
Okay, so what knowledge did you obtain in truck driving school that made you a better all-around driver?
Man, I've been to 2 different truck driving schools, but in truck driving school, you really don't learn to be an all-around truck driver. Truck driving school, they teach you the basics to pass the test. You know what I'm saying? It's only a four-week course. So within 4 weeks, they cramming in so much information just to get you to pass that test. So then you go to 4 weeks with a trainer over the road or with a local, depending on the company, and then you can kind of hone in more skills with that one-on-one every day for the next 4 weeks. But at that point, you out of trucking school at that point. So for the first 4 weeks, like you said, trucking school, you be able to get some good questions in because maybe the instructor might have some insights. But if you don't ask the right questions or ask no questions, you just learning what's on paper, pass the test.
How did you pay for trucking school? Did you come out of pocket, or you had to actually go through the company and be in debt?
Well, it's different ways you can pay, but I didn't. You know, you can go sign up and do like a year contract or a 2-year contract with the company, and then basically you paying for what's gonna come out your check in small increments. So it's kind of no upfront cost if you want to sign that contract with a good company. So that's basically what I did. The first time I went to Wisconsin, I was up there for like 2 to 3 weeks before I left at Roel. That's where I was at. Kind of having some problems with my train up there, so I left. I ain't make it that time. So I came back down to Yellow about a year later, and I went straight in with them, man. Got that joker quit. No problems, no issues.
And what were the issues were you having?
Man, I was having problems backing. I learned how to back, but the trainer kept saying, I can teach you an easier way, but I ain't gonna teach you. So after a few days of him kept saying that, I'm like, in my mind, this is what you're supposed to teach me how to do. But he kept saying he ain't gonna teach me. So I left.
So you left without notifying like a supervisor or anything?
Oh yeah. Well, didn't have no supervisor at this point. I'm 3rd week of training. So technically, I just said, forget it. I packed my bags. I was in the hotel room up there. Packed my bags and came back to Illinois.
Okay. In detail, walk me through your pre-trip inspection test on a truck you used the day you earned your Class A CDLs.
Okay, well, for Class B and Class A, it's pretty much the same in depth. They definitely want all the details, but you basically, you start in the front of your truck. Before you even walk up to it and touch it, you're going to start, your lights, what you see, anything leaning, what's underneath. Then you're going to move on, you're going to pop the hood, and they want in-depth belts, radiator, alternator, you know what I mean? Anything, ain't nothing leaking under there. They want in-depth of kind of everything that's under there. And once you do one side, you got to go to the other side. Every same program, in-depth. You got to point to what you're looking at. And they listening for anything that you miss. You get so many points on that joker, so you can miss something, they ain't gonna tell you all that. So once you get past that, they tell you to go on. All you gotta do the whole driver's side of the vehicle. And that's when you're getting into your tires, you're getting into your wheel, your axles, you know what I mean? You're getting into your turning, I can't even remember, but basically everything, the brake pads, how thin they is, you gotta get the tread depth, you gotta get your window, the gas, you gotta get the battery, you're doing literally everything on that truck they want you to mention it.
Front tire pressure, what do that ought to be?
Man, it depends on, the company. Some of them gonna tell you, what their company standard is, but then, on the state test, it's something different. You know what I'm saying? So it all just kind of depends on what state you're coming out of and what company you're with.
Why is it very important to do a thorough pre-trip inspection?
Well, for me, man, it's gonna prevent you from accidents. You know, once you leave the yard or wherever you parked at, you know, if you don't do a pre-trip to notice you got something leaking, or to notice your fan belt and broke, so now you stranded, you know, on the highway, and that's something that could have been prevented. You know, or not just that, it could prevent an accident. You know what I mean? If you're checking them tires, making sure you ain't got none of them air bubbles or just nothing like that, or one of them trailer tires could be flat and you're not really noticing because you know it's two sets, two. So the inside could be flat. You know what I'm saying? All that rubber get the peeling off. So just for me, man, safety and time, because time is money. You know, we all trying to get that money out here on this road. So just anything to prevent it up front, I think it's best to do it. You don't want to get nothing blamed on you.
Yeah, I heard you. Have you ever broke down from a failed proper pre-trip?
No, not from a failed pre-trip, but I have broke down maybe 2 or 3 times for the same problem. It was winter coming out of Chicago. I was like 2 hours out of Chicago, maybe about 2 to 3 hours from here. And my fuel, man, it was my fuel filter. There we go, the fuel filter. Those fuel filters kind of go bad when they get real cold. Whether you're keeping your DEF or not, you got to get your gasoline, you know, and your DEF. But even when you put the treatment in there, you got to put treatment in there. You know, there's different kinds of treatment you add to your fuel or whatever. But man, and once it get cold, that joker gonna go out. And so man, I sat on the side of the highway for about 4 hours. But the truck was still running, which was good, so I still had my heat. I just couldn't get no pressure. When that joker go out, you know, you ain't getting no pressure. You can't get no acceleration. You ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm. So I always wondered, you know, I know truck drivers see a lot of things over the road. And when you pull up to these truck stops, have you ever seen any strange activities going on?
No, I haven't necessarily seen no strange activity. Some of them do be looking a little sketchy, not the cleanest, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of tell, coming from where we come from, you kind of tell it ain't the best neighborhood to be in. But never seen nothing sketchy. But, you know, they got the trucking against traffickers, I believe is what it's called. But I do be looking, because, you know, I will report, I say something if I see anything going on like that, you know, human trafficking, sex trafficking. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's something that's kind of getting pushed under the rug, you know what I mean? It's kind of coming to like a little bit, it's getting talked about more, but they say we are kind of on the forefront because we're going state to state and different parts of where they be at. So I will report it if I see something like that, because, you know, parents, family members, they want their family members back, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. So you don't call that snitching, right?
Yeah, it's still snitching, but, you know, I don't know, and that's something that I feel as though is that's dangerous to kind of just overlook and just sweep under the rug like you ain't see nothing. You know what I mean? But it's definitely snitching, but I'll be a snitch for that one.
No, that's fair enough. I will too. So of course you know what's going on with in the trucking game with a yellow truck. Thousands and thousands. I think over 20,000 workers that lost their job.
Yeah.
Rumors around no pension will be paid out.
Yeah.
Whatever. Can you comment to that?
Yeah, man. So, cause I worked at Yellow. I worked at Yellow for a while. It was a pretty good company, you know. But as far as them shutting down, you know, that was a rumor once I first got there. That was a rumor, so it's like they've been kind of knowing. You know, some people was taking it serious. Some people was saying, "Oh, no, I'm not gonna worry about it. They ain't shut down. They making too much money. You know, they just got grants and loans from the government. I think upwards of maybe like $700 million. You know, so then they got bought out by Yellow, Holland, Reedway, USFC. So it was a lot of companies that kind of merged around that whole thing. And I think between that union and the merge and just everything, some stuff just got lost in the sauce. And as of right now, so they closed their doors. No benefits, no pension, none of that. So guys that worked there 10, 20, 30 years, they need those benefits for health reasons and just retirement, ain't getting them. You know, and right now it's kind of a legal battle. They going back and forth to kind of see how it's going to play out, but as of right now, it's a no-go.
Do you know anybody that work at Yellow Truck right now that you can like get information on what's going on right now with them?
Yeah, I still got a couple contacts that I can call and reach out to if need be to kind of get more in depth.
Awesome. So your little experience when you was working at Yellow Truck or whatever, right? We had a conversation about you getting in the union or whatever, and how long did it take you to get into the union? Can you tap into that?
Yeah, man. So when I got there, man, I got real cool for whatever reason with the union rep, man. Shout out to the union rep, man. Real good dude. So really, it took me like 30 days. You can't be late. You can't call off within the first 30 days. And I made it. And a lot of those older guys, I guess it took them, they were saying, a year to make it, 2 years to make it into that union. So when you come in and you're doing stuff like that, they kind of get bothered. You know what I mean? Young. And for whatever reason, they just got, bothered by me making the union so easy. And it's all was just coming to work, doing what I was supposed to do, no call offs, not being late. So they would, have certain things to say, but I never entertained it.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So I'm a trash man myself, man, and I love my job. I've been doing it 20 plus years. I have to ask any working man, any working woman I bring on to PKF Topics, do you love your job?
I do. I wish I could be home more, but I love it.
Awesome. So of course we see people do weird things driving, and I know you over that road, so I want to know, name me a couple of reckless behaviors or dumb things you've seen drivers do while driving those trucks.
Man, so I see you playing games, Candy Crush, because we sit up high, you can see over when you look over, playing Candy Crush.
While driving?
While driving, yeah. I done seen people drive down the shoulder of the road with a 53-foot trailer behind them. We stuck in traffic. I done seen it a few times, just kind of going slow. I guess they say they got somewhere to be, they ain't got time, so they gonna fly down that shoulder. Man, I've seen a lot of police chases, some ended tragically. I've seen them cars collide and kind of explode on impact, you know what I mean? I've seen them driving with that foot in the window, one hand, I don't know what, I guess they driving with that other foot.
With their
but
legs?
You also set that cruise control, so feet being in the window, that's all I noticed. I slow down, let them pass me up. I don't want to be nowhere around. What else I done seen, man? I done seen people bag in and stuff, but they don't want to get out and look. They call that the goal, get out and look. You know what I mean? So I would say that's probably about the dumbest. All you gotta do is check what you're bagging into. Especially with that 53-foot, that blind side back. You can't see nothing out that way. You should get that truck in the angle. Can't see nothing really out that way either. So best to get out and look. They just sit there, they hit stuff. They hear you blow, letting them know, hey, we need to stop. They just keep going. Yeah.
Hey, how long did it take you to get good at actually backing those trucks up? Because, man, when I first started, we had to learn how to parallel park and do all those things, man. And I caught on pretty easy because I had the guy who was training me, whatever, man. He was a real good trainer. So how long did it take you to get good at it?
Well, it didn't take fairly no time, especially driving like a box truck, because that's a car, just a bigger version of like a U-Haul that it backs the same way. Now, when you get into the tractor trailer, it backs totally different. It's basically the opposite. If you want to go to the right, you got to turn the wheel to the left, and vice versa. So it kind of takes a while to kind of learn how far to turn that wheel to get that trailer to start going how you want it and to kind of correct it, slow movements. But I would say, man, I went to trucking school twice, so that kind of gave me an advantage when I went up the first time. So I kind of already knew how to kind of maneuver it from when I went the second time. So when I went the second time, like I said, the first 4 weeks, I passed it. Out of the people that went up there with me, like 10 people, man, they all failed. I was the only one that passed. They couldn't even get past their pre-trip. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but I passed the first time, and I came back home for 4 weeks, and I had a pretty good trainer. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Corey Houston, man. He was pretty good. We would do our routes. We would go by a truck stop and just practice bagging in and out the spots at the truck stop. So within that 4 weeks I was with him, I was ready to go. So I guess you could say 4 weeks, maybe 8, a normal amount of time. And you really don't learn it until you're out there on your own. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can give you them pointers, but it ain't nothing like learning by yourself from the experiences, pulling up into that tight space where you like, what the heck I'm finna do, how I'm finna do it. And you just kind of learn it. You know what I'm saying? Take your time, be patient, be vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what you're doing. And just watch that truck and let it do its thing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I definitely agree on experiences or whatever. So, man, reckless driving, man. I believe St. Louis drivers, man, are the worst drivers on the face of this planet. So, going in and out of these cities or whatever, with your experiences from everywhere you done been, who have the worst drivers?
St. Louis, I hate it. I hate it. They don't know how to drive. They're going to run through a stoplight, a stop sign, whether it's 3 in the afternoon or 3 in the morning, they're going to blow it. They don't let you merge. They don't know how to merge themselves. I mean, everything about St. Louis traffic, man, it sucks. In traffic jam, they're going to fly 80 in construction zones, in jam traffic. See so many accidents, they want to merge while other people merge. Y'all merging at the same time. So you can't see. I can't be looking if you're merging at the same time. But man, I've been through Chicago, New York, Jersey, man, down south, in traffic, and it's smooth. When I come here home, whether I'm in that truck or in my personal car, man, St. Louis got the worst traffic.
Man, I swear, man, I see cars blew up, man. I'm talking about every day I see an accident probably on my route to work. It never fails through St. Louis. I mean, from Grand, 70, Hall Street. Yeah, I've actually seen a car on fire on Hall Street, and the person actually didn't make it. I don't know what speak to that, so RIP to that, but man, it didn't surprise me. You know, you see something like that, you be like, man.
Yeah, I see it all the time. I see cars, they get into accidents by themselves, they hit a wall. You know what I mean? It's just a regular flow of traffic, whether they intoxicated or what, I don't know, but I've seen them just hit walls. You know, you know how they do, especially on this 70, they trying to high speed it, swerving in and out of the traffic, boom, hit that wall. Knock them back into traffic.
Yeah. So, man, how you deal with driving, like fatigue? Once you get tired, you driving for long distances. How you deal with that and stay alert?
Well, most of the time, man, I try to get me some good sleep, you know, that day before. You know, I try not to play with that. So that's like the first line of defense, I would say, is, man, getting a good rest the day before. You know, that pre-planning that route, you know where you're going. So if you is tired, I would say, you know, go ahead and pull over. I wouldn't try to be driving, dozing off or nothing like that. Just pull over, man, whether it's the side of the road, find you a rest stop, truck stop, pull over, I say. But, you know, sometimes you kind of get a little, I guess you could say a little fatigue, man. I normally just start snacking, you know, whether it's chips or whatever, piece of fruit, apple, something healthy. You know, I got a nice balance between the junk and the healthy stuff. That, you know, that phone call, you know what I mean? Hands-free device, by the way. You know what I mean?
Always.
Something like that, earpiece. Just make a call to somebody, you know, gonna keep you up. Me personally, I call my fiance a lot. You know what I mean? Call and talk to the kids, check in at the crib. Change up that radio. If you've been listening to the same thing for a few hours, I change the radio up, listen to different music, podcasts, you know, stuff like that. seems to work for me. You know, like I say, 'cause I'm always rested up, ready to go.
Okay, fair enough. We had an interesting conversation off cam, and we talked about your experience with the DOT physical. Okay, speak to that.
Yeah, man. So this was this was when I first was getting into the trucking industry. I got my Class B's at this point in time, and just trying to find some stuff here really wasn't working. So I decided to go out to Kansas City, actually for a trash company, you know. So I went out there, about a 4 or 5 hour drive from here, man. But everything went good. Everything was going good at the interview. Got the I got the job basically at that point until it was time to go take that DOT physical and drug test. Okay, wasn't worried about it, wasn't thinking nothing was wrong. You know, going in and doing my thing for the drug test. Once it comes to the physical part, they failed me for irregular heartbeat is what the lady said. You know, the lady told me that any given time I could have a massive heart attack and that I wouldn't even know it. You know, so that's how I failed my first DOT physical, first and only, never failed another one. But so once that happened, I had to go to a cardiologist. I had to come home, go see all these type of experts and specialists. So I had to go see 2 different cardiologists and went through a couple tests like that in order to get cleared. If I wouldn't have got cleared, I wouldn't have been able to drive again. So but basically, you know, I went through all the tests and things like that, man. I passed with flying colors. So I don't know if it was old equipment they was using or what, but within a few weeks of coming back home, man, I passed that joke and got cleared to drive again.
Awesome, man. So I know I'm gonna ask you this last question, pretty much about your eating habits or whatever, because you're on the road all the time. And I know you can't really prep meals like you ain't pulling over cooking. It's fast food joints everywhere.
Yeah.
And how did you deal with trying to stay healthy?
Well, man, for the most part, you know, I give me a big old cooler refrigerator type deal, and I do kind of meal prep. You know what I'm saying, with the thanks of the wifey. You know what I'm saying, kind of pre-cook some stuff. You know, so I have all my different containers and what I decide I'm gonna eat for the next week. Cause going to these fast food, like say truck stops, is all bad in there. They might have some expensive, cheap little fruit in there, which I grab that too. But you know, it gets expensive going into these truck stops and fast food. You know, so I just pre-plan the meals, all healthy. You know, I'm on this vegan journey. So, you know, that helps me mentally of trying to, you know, to even drive straight past them chicken spots, all that greasy food, you know, so. I think it's just a mind thing. Whatever you set your mind out to do, and you got you a good support system that's gonna help you and push you, then it's gonna be all good. And so that's pretty much how I do it, man. My truck is set up, I got microwave, refrigerator, so I'm able to keep all everything that I need. I stay stocked up.
That's what I'm talking about.